welcome to Relics Radio, your favorite weekly podcast dedicated to the metal detecting and treasure hunting community. Here are your hosts, Ken from Adventures in Dirt and Tony from 5280 Adventures.
Hey everyone, DK here from Adventures in Dirt. Welcome to another Relics Radio on a Thursday night here in northern Colorado. I tell you what, it is starting to get cold. I'm going to talk about the weather a little bit tonight. We usually do, but I want to wish you all a very happy new year. If you're just joining us for the first time this year, I'm going to bring my co-host in. You guys know who he is. He's that crazy guy over at 5280 Adventures. He's my buddy. He's my digging partner. He's Tony.
What up, DK? How are you, man? I'm so happy to see you. I'm in such a good mood. I'm ready. Yep. I'm in such a good mood. I love Thursday nights. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. We got a great year coming up, and man, I'm so pumped tonight for sure.
Yeah, how you pumped for this year? Oh yeah, same, man. You and I have been talking a lot about stuff going on this year, and there's so much stuff coming up, and we're in the winter months now, so we got some real cold weather coming. It's gonna allow us to do a lot of that research. You know, a couple of weeks ago we did this research program here on Relics Radio. If you guys missed that, please go back and check it out. We released all of our secrets, but what's really cool about the videos, we do share a lot of great tips and ideas and some sites that you can go to and use yourself. But people in the chat, you go back there and as you're watching the show, you read the scrolling chat, and they had a lot of great ideas too. And I love that about our people that watch us here live on Thursday nights.
I had a lot of people reach out to me too after the show and say, "Oh my gosh, that was so good. Hey, have you thought about this as well?" So lots of positive things coming out of that show for sure.
Yeah, shoot. How you been, man? I've been busy this week, so I haven't been able to talk to you as much as we normally do. But
I've kind of left your phone just not be so hot because I know you're so busy. I haven't blown it up like I normally do. But
I told my wife tonight, I go, hope Tony's still talking to me. She said, why? And I said, well, throughout the week, him and I usually talk, a lot more than we do, honey. And then, we talk all day long, it seems like, here and there. And I said, man, I haven't been able to answer one text or anything. It seems like this entire week, I haven't been able to interact with our friends and the messages they send. It's been that busy. So
that's why I'm excited about tonight too, because you and I get to chit chat with a really good friend of ours and a good friend to the show.
Right.
So I'm excited for that too, as well. But I don't know about you. Are you ready for this cold front that's coming through? What are your temperatures supposed to be like this weekend?
19 below on Sunday night into Monday.
Yep.
And I think getting colder towards that point.
Yep. So, supposed to go duck hunting on Saturday.
Oh boy, you are hardcore, man.
I don't know. I mean, I value my 10 fingers, 10 toes in this nose. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to sit out in the negative temperatures just for a couple winged beings to fly over and me to miss them. So I don't know. We'll see.
Are you going to drive past my home? But up north here? Are you driving past me?
Yeah, not past, but up that direction. Yeah.
Is there an opportunity for me to come meet you on the freeway or something? You bring me some of that jerky that I saw you making?
I did make some goose jerky.
Oh my God.
I've got bags of it. Man, after I made it, I threw them into the bags and what do you call that? I'm drawing a blank. I vacuum sealed it. I've got bags for the blind now and throw it in my bag. And it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
It was so good.
You guys haven't had goose jerky?
It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing. When you first offered it to me, I was kind of like, because I'm a big jerky lover. Oh my God, are you kidding me? And I've had all kinds of wild game jerky, but I'd never had goose. And I'm thinking, well, that might be good. So it's got real fatty meat, right? Kind of greasy.
Yep. And so you had the snow goose. I made Canada this time, so a little bit different, a little bit of wang to it, but that's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Can't wait to try it.
Let's jump in the chat real quick, see who's all joining us. Mr. Bill Hayes came in
a
little bit before we started, like 45 minutes.
Yep.
Hello, Nick from across the pond. Nick West
checking in. Good to hear from you, man.
Good supporter over there in England. Appreciate him tons.
We need to have him back on this year.
Sure. I know. He's always got some great stuff to talk about. Copper Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Mr. Larry Stevens.
Yep. Good
Welcome
to see you, Larry.
How about Texas Plug Riches?
TPR. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see. Dropped and forgotten. Come to and say hello, everybody.
There we go.
There he is. I like that. Dropped and forgotten. I like that. I like that name.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome.
Our friend Jeff said he was going to start a YouTube channel. What was it originally called? Besides Grandma's Brooch, he was going to say Grandma dropped some stuff.
Yeah.
Grandma's Brooch. He was going to call Grandma Drop Some Stuff. That's funny.
Grandma dropped some stuff. That's right. We got Thin Blue Diggers in the chat there.
Hello, Nick.
Yeah.
Wearing your hat tonight?
Absolutely. And speaking of Thin Blue Diggers, we want to let you guys know that Relics Radio is sponsored by Nick's Custom Laser Engraving. If you guys need anything made with your metal detecting logo, Christmas ornaments, hats, cutting boards, he's got tumblers now, folks. And I'm going to throw a little tidbit out here. I got something new coming to 5280 Adventures that Nick's working on for me. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty awesome when that comes out.
That's pretty cool.
I know. I'm ready to display that. So reach out to Nick's Custom Laser Engravings over on Facebook. Let him know that Relics Radio sent you over there. He'll take care of you.
Yep. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Hello, Mike. Metal Detecting NC. East Idaho Digger says, hope everyone's having a good night. We are, man. We've been looking forward to this for a while.
How about this guy?
Oh, hey, who's that? Preacher Digger.
Some guy named Preacher in the chat.
I know.
We're going to get to him tonight. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
He's chomping at the bit down there, I bet.
I know he is. He's like, he's sweating. No one's talking to him yet.
Lance McElwain, Outcast Metal Detecting. What's up, everyone? Winner of our hat, right?
I saw Lance over on Facebook sporting our hat, right?
Yeah, man. Thanks. Looked great.
Awesome.
Looked great.
Awesome.
I think he had the green one, right? The green one really looks
believe
good.
So. Yeah, I agree.
Let's go, man. Let's get to our guest.
You ready to do this?
I am.
All right. You guys know him as Preacher Digger, Mr. Michael Heim, joining us on Relics Radio tonight.
How are you guys doing?
Michael, how
good,
are you,
man?
Staying warm.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
are you?
So
down
far.
south, huh?
Yeah, I think all that Colorado weather is going to be hitting us here next week. We're going to be down in the 20s.
Oh, man.
For a Texan, that's like saying 0 or below freezing.
Wait, you're going to be in the plus 20s?
Oh, yeah. Plus 20s.
Well, they just had snow in Dallas not too long ago for the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, the last time the weather came through, all the snow was up in what we call the I-30 corridor, kind of north of me. And now we got another system coming in on Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and it's going to, right now it's projected to go south of me, down the I-10 corridor down toward Houston in that area. And so we're still not going to get it. We're kind of in the middle. But that hasn't stopped me from getting out detecting. My new video that comes out on Monday, you'll see how cold it really is.
I was going to ask you, like, can you dig year-round? Can you dig year-round in Texas?
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Got to move to Texas, Tony.
If you want to.
I agree.
You say digging, I mean, be in the summertime in the lakes. I don't get on the land.
No.
Too many snakes, too many bugs, too hot. Texas heat's pretty tough. Yep.
Yeah, we
don't have to worry about the ground being frozen around here. Sure.
It's right now it's at the point where you need a jackhammer. You're not even getting, I mean, even if you're able to chip away at it, you're only getting little pieces of like ice dirt out, and it's miserable. It's not even worth your time, because you're going to get a deep target that sounds, it's a 90 or something.
Yeah.
And it's like 6 inches, and you're like, all right, I'll come back in the spring and get it.
Like the permafrost. You got to get through the permafrost.
Yep. Yeah, you got to.
I lived in Colorado for a while. I know how it is. I woke up every morning, went to the gym back in my younger days, and it would be like -5 or -15 below every single morning. Man, I lived in Alamosa. So Alamosa.
Sure do, yeah.
Very cold area.
Absolutely.
Because we're sitting up at 7,500 feet in altitude.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, I've seen water in the bathroom on the window freeze on the inside of the house. It's so cold.
That's
-25 below. So yeah, very cold.
I from the previous snow we had, I hadn't washed the outside of my car off because it was so it's got dirt grime and snow grime and all that stuff. My dark colored car was just like, looks like a gray ghost going down there. And so I finally went to one of those hand wash spray places, you can spray off your car, and I sprayed it all off and got it all looking nice and good. And then I drove home, and when I got home, all the water had like frozen like this, wavy looking ice all over my car. It was just pretty cold.
I love to look at snow, but I don't love it when it melts like in the spring and it starts getting all muddy and nasty.
Yeah.
I didn't miss that. I mean, I don't miss scooping off the sidewalks either every morning before 8 o'clock. That's something we had to do as well. City ordinance.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, I remember the days well.
Well, we were in the 50s today, and it's melting all that snow. It's just a big soup bowl now. You have the frozen ground, and then the little half-inch of dirt that is available on top now is just soup. It's brown soup everywhere. It's nasty. So it'll freeze again tonight, and then this weekend, we're getting that. I don't even know what they call it, but that cold front coming through.
Yeah, big Arctic.
Forget it.
Arctic
it's going to be pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
Yeah,
well,
chickens are going to have to huddle together so they can survive it.
My area, they're projecting down in the low 20s, and so I couldn't imagine Colorado what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
We'll be in the negatives for a couple of days.
It's different. It really is a different cold in Colorado than it is in Texas. I don't live in the dry line of Texas side. Half of Texas is dry. The other side of Texas where I live is humid. And so the cold goes right through you. It's very damp, very, very damp cold. And it'll freeze you to death. It's just really cold. So 20 degrees really would feel like Colorado zero. It really would.
Sure.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I haven't really minded the cold here in Colorado since I moved here in 2000, because it is fairly dry all the time, and it really just hasn't not. Even when it was like 20 below or 15 below, I'd be like, yeah, it's cold, but I grew up in Northern California. I know, thanks. Sorry. But like Truckee, there's this town called Truckee. It's in the mountains, man, the Tahoe Mountains, and it got 19 below there, and it's super wet, humid, wet, cold. And I thought I was going to die. Like I thought I was losing digits just for going out for a second, for sure. I haven't ever felt that way here in Colorado, but hey, Mike, check this out. Look at this comment from Full Metal.
Full Metal.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
He says, wow, 2 of the Dirty Dozen on at the same time. Well, 3 if you count him. So
yeah. Oh,
whole reunion going on.
Yeah. What's the Dirty Dozen, Mike? You want to explain to people that are listening and watching?
The Dirty Dozen was our first year that we went to England as a group of a bunch of YouTubers, and there was 12 of us. So we are the Dirty Dozen. That's Plugmaster 4 came up with that name. And I think the next year we went, we only had 6. And so we called ourselves the Ridiculous 6. And then last time, I think we went one year, we had 8. And so I forgot what movie it was about the 8, Hateful 8 or something like that. I don't know.
It was Hateful 8, yeah.
Every year, depending on how many we have, we have a different name with it, stuff like that. But that was the first year that we went as a big group, and we had a good time that time. That's when we met Full Metal Digger there.
Yeah. Yep. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I remember when I met Dave, it was kind of like he took me back a little bit because he's got an interesting sense of humor. And at first you're like, okay, because you hadn't met him before, and he's just immediately on. Yeah. But man, give me just a little bit of adjusting to that. And I was enjoying Dave the entire time we were there. He was so funny, man.
Oh, he froze to death too on that last day. Me and Dave was trying to get a hammered. We're up in that field, and it's just so cold and windy. And we finally got one, though. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I want to go over and detect with David in Germany. In Germany, German. Yeah, I haven't been over there yet. Yeah. And so you're listening, David. I'd like to have an invite one day and go to Germany with you to my ancestry home. I think
that's right.
My family came from around Mannheim, is where my family's from. Hence the name Heim.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Tony and I would like to join you on that trip.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave, get that thing going.
We'll get the Dirty Dozen
in Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
But to figure out what the German name is.
That would be a hoot. That would be a
what's the German name for dozen?
I gotta look that up.
How many times have you been across the pond to dig?
I'm going next month, and be my 5th trip next month. Yeah, I missed October because I had that emergency surgery. I was trying to put it off and put it off and put it off, but the pains just kept getting worse and worse. I'm literally in the jetway, fixing to get on the jet to go to England. And I look at my wife and I just tell her, I can't do it. I'm in so much pain. I'm going to the ER right now, because she was going with my daughter and my son-in-law going to England to do vacation. And so I just couldn't do it. So I had to cancel that trip. I hated doing that, but this is kind of my makeup trip. I'm going by myself. Same place, but not with a group, just going by myself and meeting up with some guys over there. And hopefully we'll find some good stuff. Texas Plug Ridges says she'll be praying for me to find stuff. So we'll see how well her prayers are heard.
Okay, here you go. I looked it up. Here you go.
Is it that?
Yeah. Schmutzig Dutzen. Schmutzig Dutzen. I don't know what's das Drecken Dutzen. That's the dirty dozen.
Yeah, the dirty dozen.
Dirty dozen.
Schmutz Dutzen.
Yeah. We'll get some t-shirts made. We'll get some t-shirts.
Oh yeah, that would be a
conversation
blast.
piece. Like, what does that say?
Yeah. I don't know any German. I just know that I ate my fill when I was in Germany, in Frankfurt one year, of the apple strudel. Oh gosh, I ate so much. I was throwing up. It was so good though. So good. I don't care for their sausage though. I don't like their brats and their sausage. I like American brats, but their strudel, man, was to die for. I bet I ate 20 pounds worth. Every food vendor I would find, I would go and just go get a strudel and try it all.
Wow.
But it was a tough time. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was glad to see you get out of the hospital and make it back.
Yeah.
And, was really happy to see you start producing content again.
Yeah. I just took a break, after that surgery. I really got down. I really did. I just kind of got depressed in some ways. And because I lost all my money on the trip, I didn't take out any trip insurance or anything like that. And I lost everything. And, but a lot of people came through and helped me out. And that was very kind of them, when they gave to my GoFundMe page and helped me on my because I was getting health insurance. At the time, I didn't have health insurance. I have it now. It was all going to go in on the 1st. So I'm trying to wait till the 1st,
Oh my gosh.
But I couldn't do it.
What a predicament.
That's the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And I've had kidney stone, and kidney stone is like Candyland compared to gallbladder. It was just a horrendous experience. And so, but yeah, I just kind of went down and took a break from social media. I deactivated my accounts and just didn't even look at social media. And finally, 1st of the year, I just decided, hey, I'm going to get out and start swinging the detector again and have some fun. And so my next video is coming out tomorrow, Monday night at 6:00. So it's another good one. A lot of good finds.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
some cool. I added some cool editing in this one too, more than I've done in the past. So trying out some new stuff. So we'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll kick it out.
Yeah.
Yep. I just threw the link to Preacher Digger's YouTube channel in the chat there. And if you guys are listening on the replay, it'll also be in the description. So make sure you guys go over there and support Michael and get subscribed and hit the notification so you guys get that bell notification right away when this video comes out tomorrow. Monday.
Monday at 6:00 Central Time. I see in the chat, Full Metal Diggers asking me what is the status of my coin hoard that I found in 2019. Well, still about where it was. I'm almost to the point of hiring a UK lawyer to start getting involved. But the 6 coins that I had found of Edward the Confessor actually are tied up in an investigation. They tell me that nothing that we did, but they're investigating whether or not they were eventually stolen and then replanted out there or something like that. So that's still held up. But the other coin hoard that I have, they are at the British Museum right now, and they are being evaluated. And they're sending me 2 coins back. They're going to keep 2 coins. And so they are going to buy it, but they're right now in their process. It could take up to a year, they said, for a museum to find a museum to purchase them or whatever. But they are going to keep those two. One was a French coin of Edward the Bold or Charles the Bold, and the other one was a King Henry VI, I think is what it was. And there's something special about when those two coins are put together. They had two more coins of Edward I, and I don't know the other one, but hey, at least that's some progress. I'm almost giving up on the Edward the Confessor, but I keep emailing, and but we'll see.
I'm going to put you guys in a spot. I got a question for both you and Tony, Michael.
Okay. Right.
If you guys were kings of England, how would you be known? Michael Tony the? You keep saying Edward the Confessor, Charles the Bold or whatever. What would it be?
Ooh, I don't know. Michael
the
Digger.
Michael the Digger. There you go.
Michael the Dirty.
King, I'm gonna go out on all the lands and detect. If I'm a modern king.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michael the Confessor. That's what Edward the Confessor was, a very pious religious man. Didn't have any children, and that's why they called him the Confessor. And it's kind of interesting that Preacher Digger goes over there and finds Edward the Confessor's coins, and so it's kind of a ironic thing in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully one of these days I'll get those coins, or at least get them in a museum or something and go over and look at them. I just hate that they're tied up in investigation.
They are beautiful. If you haven't seen them, you guys should head over. Where's the best place they could try to find those, Mike? Are they over on your Facebook?
Yeah, they can scroll back. Just go to my YouTube and go back a couple of years in the videos, and it's called The Hunt of a Lifetime. There's like 7, 8, 9 videos of that hunt, and they can see me dig them live.
And Michael takes really good pictures of them, and then when the pictures are produced on them, they're just beautiful.
I just wish they would make a decision on what they're going to do with them. Just get them out of the investigation and get it rolling on. 5 years. They're going on 5 years now. It's kind of ridiculous. And they've heard me. I just keep sending them emails, but I think they avoid them now. They don't even answer them anymore. So
I gotta say though, it does seem rare though. Generally, from what I've heard, the museums are making pretty, within like that year time frame, they're making a decision and getting things to, in motion. So it seems like that 5 years is pretty outrageous.
I think a lot of it had to do with 2019. We're going in, that was November, and we're going into 2020 with COVID, and that set things back. And then there's only one flow officer, finds liaison officer in that area. So he quit shortly after all that. So that they went for like a year and a half with no flow officer. So everything was backlogged. And they just now got a new flow officer over there. Whereas other areas, like when we hunted in Colchester, they had like 8 different flow officers. And so about 6 months, you get your stuff back. But, like I told them, I said, 5 years, you're causing me to become very suspicious now. What's going on here? Because Edward the Confessor is it's a unique coin. I mean, it's not anything rare, but it's a unique. It's the first time they've ever been found in that area. So I don't know if they're just kind of playing me or what. I don't know. I wish some of the UK people would help me out on this, just to kind of expedite the process. I'm not going to get them back, because the curator of the museum has already told me that they're going to buy them. They're going to put them in a museum. So I'm just curious on what they would offer. Maybe $1 million, and I'll just go buy me a castle in England, invite all you guys over.
There you go.
Set my own little metal detecting holidays up, and just have
that would be
a castle.
Right. Summer home in Germany. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Could you imagine owning like not just a regular land, but owning a castle over in England?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't even imagine that.
Sitting on about 20,000 acres.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Now
I'll be having all my buddies coming over, everybody coming over. Come on, I got a room for you. I'll just do it like that.
Oh my gosh,
that'd be great. I would love that.
That's pretty incredible.
We're gonna dream big, right?
That's right. That's right.
I don't think those coins would go for that much, but it'd be great if they did.
Yep.
But
Michael, you and I have known each other for quite a while. I've been watching your videos for a long time, and I watch a lot of videos doing the weekly dirt and all that stuff. And I don't mean to flatter you too much on here. I'm just telling you and those that are listening that I have watched Michael's skill as an editor and a videographer and a storyteller improve and improve over the years, to where like he's one of the best out there. I'm not blowing smoke. He's one of the best out there. And if you're not a subscriber of his channel, or at least have ever seen his videos, I highly encourage you to go over there and check out his videos, because he puts a lot of effort into it and it comes through on his videos. So I guarantee you go over there, you're going to see something that you probably didn't know about if you're not a subscriber of his. You need to go check that out. And I hope I didn't put you on the spot too much, Michael, but
no, man, I'll take any plugs that I can get.
Keep it going. Yeah, keep it going.
Keep it going. And just, no, I appreciate that very much. I do put a lot of time into the videos. You know, I'm always looking at different ways of editing. And the thing about editing, I don't look at other people's videos and get ideas. I actually just watch television. And I watch how the professionals do it on television. And I try to adapt some things and just learn my program. You know, I've got a program that's a professional program, but I'm just this amateur on it, still learning how to do different things. And so if you've been watching in the last year or so, you can kind of see it progressing, getting more and more, getting more transition, sound effects, you know, history, fun facts, different things like that, you know, blends and cut-ins, you know, whereas I'm talking, we'll just cut to a display in my room or something like that. Just make it more interesting. That's what I'm trying to do. Make it like a sitcom where you would sit down and you would watch the show for 30 minutes and you would enjoy it, you know. And so it's rather than just a show and tell. I don't even like watching YouTube videos where I never see the person's face. All I hear is a voice and just see what they're finding. Because I'm interested in the person, the personality, as much as I am in the content. And so I kind of want a little blend of all that myself. And
so I always wondered how you did that graphic you used to put up about with the detector head face, and then you'd always have the number of what you were listening to. And I always wondered how you did that and changed the numbers, because it looked like a really nice graphic. You know what I mean?
You know, that's really simple to do. It really is, you know. That's just a graphic I took off of Mind Labs. I don't know. I just went to Google and got a graphic, and I do all that in PowerPoint. Believe it or not. I mean, that's how simple that is. But yeah, you just have to, you know, darken out their number, you know, and then put your number in there and save it to a PNG, and then import it into your video. And then, like if it's a double number, boom, boom. You know, you're just overlaying two of them together, you know, like that. And so, yeah, and just throw yourself on there.
Yeah, that was a great feature and stuff, because everyone always likes to know what numbers you're seeing. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to film that, whether you're holding a camera in one hand and detecting, or if you got a shoulder mount on or a hat mount. It's hard to show with sun and everything. It's just hard to show that number. So you can speak it, but people are really visual these days. So
but yeah, it's a visual aid is what it is. And even though if you don't use a Manicore, you use another detector, you know, it's still a visual aid that kind of adds to your video. Yeah. And by the time you throw your sound effect in there too, so you got your visual and your sound together. And so it just, that's what you would watch on television, you know, you just see stuff like that. So I just try to keep improving and you know, I want my videos just to be entertaining in a way, but also educational, informative, and fun, things like that.
So you dig in the water during the summertime, and I know it's really entertaining watching you dig all those beaches and lakes and such. And you know, you've done a number of ring returns for people out there, and it's really entertaining. Have you done any returns lately? I know you said you recently took a break, but maybe before that break?
Back this summer, last time I water hunted was like the second, after Labor Day, the weekend after Labor Day. I go from the weekend of Memorial Day all the way to the weekend after Labor Day. And that's my water season. And then I hang it up because I can't wait to start every year, but then I can't wait to get out of the lakes at the end of the summer, you know. But this year I added my treasure dues. If you watch my videos, you'll see me on the jet skis, my sea dues. And those have really been fun to get on and go out and play. And I've taken several people out with me on them and stuff like that. Instead of driving around the lake, you just go get you one big lake with like 5 swim areas, and you could just zip.
Yeah, just hit them all.
Yeah, get them all. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of fun too. A lot of fun. But yeah, I do. That's all I do in the summertime. Because in Texas, you're not going to land hunt, I have my hunting buddy, that goes with me. You see in my videos, we call him Digger Doc Holiday. He's kind of a Western guy. He hunts through the summertime. I'm like, how in the world do you do that? There's just no way. I mean, you're talking 100-degree day with 95% humidity. There's just no way.
Wow.
I get in the water, you stay cool. You get hot, just dunk yourself down. So you stay a lot cooler. But I try to be an all around. I like relic hunting, and I like my favorite hunting on land is old houses. And my last video is this video that's coming out. We've been hitting this 1860 house and some other vacant lots that are old, and that's my favorite. Is that. Then it would be lake hunting, and then relic hunting after that. I guess if I lived in a relic area, I would like relic hunting a lot. If I lived over in Louisiana where the Civil War took place, Texas didn't really have all that. And with the area that I live, it's not that old part of Texas. You go north, it's old. You go south, it's real old.
Yeah.
But where I am, average around 1870s when all the towns started coming around, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just not that old. So you just find kind of your area what you like doing, So we have a lot of old houses, early 1900, late 1800 houses. So we just go door knocking, and
good.
So far, we've only been turned down one time out of every time we've ever gone door knocking. Only one time.
Really?
We still hunt. We could hunt the pasture. We just couldn't hunt our land. And so we've been very successful. In fact, in my last video of this video that's coming out, you'll see this big, huge 1860 white house. And when we first looked at it, I said, "Oh, we'll never get on that." So we have our little way of doing it, and we called, and this lady's like, this was on New Year's Eve when we were doing that. She goes, "Oh no, y'all come on over." Well, what? And oh yeah, they detected in the backyard and found all these. She said all these little tags, railroad tags, and all these different things, all these things that they had found. I'm like, wow. Excuse me. Open invitation to come back.
Wow.
All the time. And but when you think that you can't get the house, and boom, you can get it. And so we just keep knocking and looking around. We'll just, on a cold day, I went over there one day and just look for vacant lots and other houses and write it down, and then we'll do our research and we'll call them up or go door knock, and we got more places lined out to go. So I'm going tomorrow afternoon or Saturday before the weather comes in. And
don't you love landowners like that, where they're just like, yeah, come on out. Oh my gosh, what did you find? And most times the homeowners don't care what you get. They don't even want to look at it, but some of them do. They want to look at it. And I always offer that in my, spiel. And I say, listen, and I always offer, if you can keep anything that you want to, I'd just like to make the video. But I've never had, but one person wanted the dime. I found a Mercury dime. We found a dozen of those things all the time. And so I told him, I gave him the dime, and he was just blown away with that. I'm like, okay, So to me personally, I don't care to keep the stuff. I've got so much in my room here. The only things that I like to keep are things that I don't have, like that last video, these first time I've ever dug these things. But if the landowner wanted them, I would have gave them to him. I would have gave them to him. Yeah.
But yeah, most people are fearful to door knock, and I'm that way too. But we have a little system that we've kind of perfected, and it's worked off. And all you need is one good yard, and and you'll find all the good stuff, relics, coins. We got it all. We got it all.
Many times
That's
those
awesome.
permissions will lead into others too, like the neighbors talk, and
you always ask. You always ask, hey, do you know someone else, a neighbor here, or put a word in for me? And I hit a lot of churches, the downtown area churches that have the vacant lots and the big properties. Yeah. I've been, being the preacher, I've been very successful talking to the pastors and stuff like that. And I've got 2 pending right now, these 2 big lots over in this area that we've been detecting that dates back to the, 1860s. And hopefully we can get on those lots. And even though the area that we're detecting has been, everywhere has been hit. Everybody detects these days, it seems like. In our area, it's a lot of, hunting clubs. But that doesn't, dissuade me at all. Just get back on and just go slower, and it's never hunted out. You just keep digging stuff, and so I like that's a challenge too. Get on these old lots that's been pounded, and you still come out with, a great steel hat pin, that I had in my last video, and that thing's been hunted 1,000 times, and I still get it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Copper Joe, a little while ago asked the question: do they drain those lakes a lot in Texas like they do reservoirs?
Not so much in Texas because the heat is so great. They go down about 6 to 8 feet every summer. If there's no rain whatsoever, but if they got some dam areas that's got to be repaired or whatever, they'll go down. But in my area, well, when I say my area, I'm talking really my region. We're talking from Houston to Dallas to East Texas. I'm all over the place. Arkansas, I'm everywhere. I know Louisiana does that though. I've hunted over there with Bayou Digs, and they'll drain the lakes down. And even though the lake doesn't allow you to metal detect when they have water in it, we still got permission to go out there once the lake went down to get that out on the beach, because you're helping to dig up the trash and all that as well. But they don't drain them here. I wish they would. Man, that would be so much. The lakes that I hunt at, if anybody did the Blue Nemo and did the diving, and that's what I want to do this summer, they would find a lot of stuff, because I don't know of anybody at the lakes that I'm hitting that's doing the Blue Nemo and getting out in the deep and finding the deep stuff. But if the lake would go down about 6-7 foot, I could get on out there.
Get out
there.
there.
Long handle sand scoop that I made 10 foot long. So I throw it way out there and let it drop and drag it in. Hey, I dug a Walking Liberty $50 doing that, believe it or not.
No kidding.
It was actually not the Walking Liberty. I found it on the other side of the pool. This was a Silver Eagle round. And who would have a Silver Eagle in the middle of a lake, swim area? But when I brought it up, I thought it was a Walking Liberty, because they looked just the same, until I got home and I looked at it. I'm like, wow, this thing's much bigger,
Wow.
But yeah.
There's some technique involved with digging in the water. Do you have any tips for people if they want to get out at their local swim beach, or if they want to get out in a lake? There's things to consider about how you treat your equipment, whether there's floats or no floats, like how to actually dig a target. I think you had talked about that before.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is that if you don't get good at scooping, you'll wear yourself out in a couple of hours, because you'll scoop 5-6 times just to get the target up. And, that just gets exhausting, But the best way I taught people to do is get on land and throw your coin or ring down there on the ground. And I do the wiggle technique, I just go back and wiggle back on my coil. And then I just put my scoop right to the side of that and just scoop it up, and usually get it on the first or second try. You get good at it. But water detecting is different. It's a different technique. And but some people, will pinpoint and put their scoop right behind their coil and just go straight with their coil, and they can get up that way as well, if you get a big enough scoop to do that. But it's different equipment. You got to have definitely some water shoes, because you're pushing on that scoop all the time. You got to have a good scoop with a sturdy handle. And you just got to practice. That's the main thing. It's just practicing and learning, like anything else, learning the sounds in the water, and nothing's deep. I tell people, if you're going out in the lake and you're digging a 1 foot hole, I said, you're not digging, unless you're in an old swim area. Most everything is just replenished every week, and it's just, just underneath the sand. And so you get good at it, and I enjoy it, because I got about 500 rings now. I'm up to about 500.
Crazy.
Good for you, man.
I keep all my silver ones, because I'm going to cash all them on one day when that price of silver gets going higher and higher. And all my gold rings and gold chains, like last year or year before, I found a 1 ounce gold chain, and what's 1 ounce of gold going for,
Yeah.
Right.
So I sent it up to our buddy Plugmaster Ford. He's got Patriot Gold and Silver up in Missouri. So I sent it all to him. And so that's what pays for my trip to England every year, is actually the gold. that I find in the lakes.
There you go. People always asking us how much England costs and all that stuff. And
you can do it.
You can do it. You can get out there and just go to the parks, go to swim beaches, try to find yourself a bunch of gold rings, and it'll pay for your trip.
Itself. Yeah, that's awesome.
All it takes is one big gold ring or one big gold chain, and you can pretty much do it, but yeah, that's the water hunting that I do is lake. I don't do a lot of the beaches down at the coast. It's to me, getting out in the water and in the surf is just beats you to death. I mean, it's just all the waves coming in and cracking over you, and actually you don't go side to side when you're actually beach detecting, like you would in a lake and a swimming area. Actually, you go out and in. And going out is actually easier than it is coming in, because going out, the surf is pulling you out, and when you're going in underneath where your coil is, it's going against you. And so when you're going into the surf, into the coast, that water is underneath low, pulling that undertow, and it's harder to do it that way. So it'll really beat you to death. And plus, if you're going to get good at beach detecting, you really, if you get in the wet sand right in the water, you need really a PI machine, something that's going to be really good, get good depth. Most metal detectors, Mine Lab does well in salt water, and others, but I don't know how much depth you actually get because of all that. But that's not my thing. And the river detecting, that's a nugget noggin thing. Gosh, that boy go back and watch one of our videos. In fact, it's the first time I started ever videoing, 2018. And my first video was with nugget noggin. We were at the river. I had scouted it out a week before and went up there and invited him down. We went up there, and that boy he would never stop. He would just never stop. I'm like, man, aren't you tired? And I just gave up, took his camera and started filming him. And then we had to paddle another hour back to the truck, and there's no current. It's just flat water river there at where we parked, and so it took forever to get back. Yeah, he's like an Energizer bunny. But yeah, he loves river detecting, and I'm not a big river person. You don't detect rivers in East Texas, or actually in Texas anywhere, unless you go down south or central, because up here it's all mud. Red River, you come out all red, and it's just muddy, and so I don't do rivers around here. Lakes, that's the thing in the summertime, and doing land, and then I like doing collaborations. I like going with other people. I like going. I went out to Nugget Noggin in North Carolina. I've been to South Carolina. I've been up to Pennsylvania with Charlie Harley and those guys, and been to Ohio with Seth. He was part of the Dirty Dozen. Remember Seth that's with us?
Seth Newkirk. Yep. Yeah,
been up to Seth, and he's to me, he's such a great detectorist.
He is. He's awesome.
And so I like doing things like that, meeting up with people. And everybody you see in my videos, people I didn't know. I've met them through YouTube.
Right.
And we just built a friendship, and then hooked up and went to detecting, and one thing leads to another. That's what it's all about. Colorado wasn't that far away. I'll come up and visit you guys.
Yeah, come
absolutely.
On, let's go. We'll take you out anytime. Yeah, you mentioned it, and you mentioned Nugget Noggin being a little Energizer bunny and stuff like that. But you're no slouch yourself, there, Michael. I know Tony and I, right?
I was going to mention this.
Before.
Yeah. Ken and I were talking. We're like, look at Noggin and Preacher, man. They're boots on the ground. The door's open. You guys are gone. You've hit every field 3 times, and I'm like, all right, I finally got ground balanced. All right, let's go.
Yeah. We're out of there. We're usually off and away from everybody.
You guys move, both of you. Both of you
constantly moving.
But
yeah, I'm sitting there listening to a target. I'm walking around it, and you guys are just like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, we did that one year. The first year we went to England. Nobody knows this, but me and Nugget went off by ourselves, which we always do. We don't intend to. We don't wake up that morning and say, "Hey, let's just leave all the group and go out." We just get going, And we were in Wales, on the border of Wales, and we were in a sheep pasture, and I've never been around sheep and all that stuff. And these sheep have already come through there. They've left all their, food on the ground, let's just say. and we're walking on the side of a hill. And if you ever heard the phrase "slick as sheep," whatever,
Yeah.
that is so true. Because I slipped off that hillside and just smacked in that sheep mess, and it was all over my clothes. That was a fun day smelling that. That was nasty. That was nasty. I see Ohio relic hunters asking me how many snakes have I ran into. Fortunately, none, and I'll keep it that way. I haven't had any snakes, because usually in the swim areas, there's no snakes in the swim areas, the beach areas. I don't get off in the swampy areas. No. I don't want any. We only have really one poisonous snake in the water, a water moccasin.
Moccasin, yeah.
And you don't want to get bit by him at all.
No. How important is hole size in your scoop? Like, if it's too small, right, you're picking up too much weight, right? Wear yourself out that way.
Yeah, you don't want a small sand scoop, because you're going to be missing your target all the time. Most sand scoops today are pretty wide mouth sand scoops. Mine's a 6-inch round, and actually, if you read the regulations of, if you hunt Corps of Engineer lakes in Texas or anywhere, Corps is federal, it's anywhere. I usually buy a season pass, and if I'm going through any state, I'll stop at the lakes and stuff like that. But it's actually 6-inch opening is all you're really allowed, but they don't enforce it or anything like that. Most of them have the big wide ones, but yeah, you want something big enough, but not too big that you can't bring it up when you bring it all up out of the water. I detected one year up in my honey hole, and I was out there for 14 hours straight, found 13 rings. I just wouldn't give up. And it's in the heat of summer, and this is like at 9 o'clock at night now. And I start cramping up, and I can't control it. My hands just curl up, like this, and my legs and my thighs curl up, and I can't even walk, and I'm out here about this deep of water. Wow. And all I could do is get my scoop and just put my hand on the scoop and straighten my hand out best I could. And I figured, okay, it's time to go home. I was trying to get out of the water there. I went all day without drinking, without eating, just all day long. And it was I've learned my lesson on that. Don't do that. That's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, a good, water detecting gear, you want a good detector. You want something that's waterproof, of course. You want something with a quick return. I like AT Pro. Everybody asks me, how come you hunt with that AT Pro? That thing's old technology. And because I got a Manicore, I got Equinox 900, but I just like a simple analog detector, because I don't really look at the numbers. I'm just listening to the sound, and I know what the sounds in a swim area sound like. So, and plus, I don't want to put a $1,000, $1,600 detector in the water, because the silt of when you're bringing that scoop up and shaking it out, that silt just comes down upon your detector, gets into your shaft, and it'll freeze your shaft up. And so you really got to clean your detector every time you go out water detecting. You got to pull it apart, clean it all out with fresh water. If you don't, it'll seize up your shaft, and you can't even get that off. So that's why,
good tip.
If I tear up my AT Pro, I'm not too worried about it, But I don't want to tear up my digital. But I may hunt this year with my Equinox 900 in the water, because I get out early. I'm usually in the water by 5:30 in the morning, and a lot of times I hunt late at night. Some pools don't close till about 10 o'clock, and so it gets darker. So I have that lit up background of that detector. That'd be nice to have as well. So I may hunt with that one, but
yeah. You and Noggin, man, you both love the AT Pro. I've still got my AT Pro on the wall over here too. So
yeah,
it's a great machine. It's really that was my breakout machine, and I love that. I love how the simplicity. You really know it. There's you know it very, very well.
I think the best detector Garrett ever put out was the AT Pro. Even today, against the vortex, against it, I think they should remake the AT Pro. AT Pro 2 or something.
There you go. AT Pro 2,
and make it multiple
AT more Pro.
AT more Pro. Make it multiple frequency, and update it and everything, because that's a good detector. And I love their tones of the AT Pro, but yeah, I like it. It's just I've gotten so used to it water detecting. I just don't want to learn another set of numbers. But I did get that 900 this year to go to England, and its number system is like the Manicore, which is very similar to that of the AT Pros, 1 through 99. And so when I had the Equinox 800, that was back to a 1 through a 40. Yeah, and so your numbers are way off, and so I didn't want to have to relearn my numbers in the water. And so I may take off and hunt with the Equinox in the water, but I'm not going to put my Manicore in there. That's a little bit too much money. Too much money. And that's my land machine anyway on that. But
we had some texts that came in. Didn't we have some statements that came in and stuff, Tony? Here's one. Dad and daughter metal text said, Preacher Digger helped me up my game water hunting, and I had my first ring retrieval last year. Thank you, Preacher Digger.
Awesome, man. Dad and daughter metal detecting. That's great.
Love it.
Yeah, I run into people from time to time out there at the lakes, and help people out. I've seen people out there with a little hand scoop, with a wooden stick screwed to it. And I'm like, I give them some advice and stuff like that. But that's good. I'm glad. I actually have a water hunting video. It's kind of one of my earlier ones, but it's still good. The information and all the stuff is written up in the description. Tells you where to hunt, how to hunt, and what's legal and what's not legal. I mean, it's just a whole thing of water detecting, and really good stuff to go back and look at. I want to redo that one this coming up summer.
Yep. Another comment came in, Lucky Duck Digger. That's where I met you. Was at the second Nugget Noggin Live, Preacher Digger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know if I remember Lucky Duck Digger. I bet if I saw her face, I probably would. But that's been a couple years ago now. 2 years ago, I guess, since I've been out there with Nugget Noggin. I went out there, helped him get his seated hunt off the ground.
Was that his first one? Was that his first live?
Yeah, his first two. I went out there with him and helped him out. Because, I worked for but I was the president of the Texas Association of Metal Detecting Clubs for 4 years, and we put a lot of seated hunts on. So I had a lot of experience on it with the local clubs too. And so went out there to help him. And oh gosh, the first year I went out there, we walked into his living room, and his whole house is just filled with prizes, and no organization, nothing. And we had to go through all that stuff and set up a sheet and do all that fun stuff. But yeah, his hunts are, to me, he does better prizes than anybody else. Now, I don't know about the one up in Arkansas is doing pretty good too, but for a hunt, he does so many prizes. In fact, I had to tell him one year, stop. You keep buying more stuff. He's going into his treasure room and pulling out stuff out of his treasure room, putting it in there for prizes. I'm like, no, stop. We have enough. We have enough. but yeah, Nuggets.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I haven't done anything in a couple of years. We talked.
I texted him yesterday. What his birthday is yesterday or today or something like that. But I texted him. I saw on Instagram he pulled a sword belt plate.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him and congratulated him on that, and we chatted for a second.
Yeah. Joe is asking, Preacher Digger, have been to Wisconsin lately, digging if come hunt with me. I love Wisconsin. I used to go up there went up there for about 5 straight years. Actually, there was a little town, kind of central Wisconsin, that one of my church members actually grew up there, and they still have their house there. So in the wintertime, they're down here. In the summertime, they're up there. And so they don't come back down here until right before Thanksgiving. So I would go up there every year right around the end of September, right when the weather's getting cooler and fall foliage. And in this town, I'm the only one that's ever hunted in that town. And I have found so many silver coins. I mean, have you ever had a day where you dig a barber half and 2 walking Liberty halves?
All the time. All the time.
Yeah. What is today? Thursday? Yeah.
And then you dig about 50 Indian head pennies and barber dimes, and it's crazy. And my friend, church member at the time, he's gone on, passed on a couple of years ago. He goes, Michael, you ought to go up there. There's an old wagon road going up this hill. You ought to go hunt that. And I said, no, I ain't gonna mess with that. Next year I go up there. I had a little time. I went up there and hunted that wagon trail. Found a Morgan silver dollar on it. I'm like, oh my goodness. Wow. Morgan silver dollar on it.
Wow.
But it came out, and I couldn't believe it. That was crazy.
I can't.
But yeah, I would love to get back up to Wisconsin, and I'm always open to people inviting me to come up. And I've been to Massachusetts. I had a friend one day just called me up, didn't know him from anybody, and said with his Boston accent, and tell me to come up there and hunt with him. Come up there. He's got some places and stuff. And I said, yeah, let me think about it, and I had to go do some creeping around and check him out, make sure it's not some serial killer, whatever. But he's a legit guy, a very good guy. We're good friends today. And I go up there with Massachusetts and hunt. Got a chance in fact, the last video of 24, you saw the greatest find that I found in 24 was that busted drape large scent. And I found that right there at the very heart of Plymouth, Massachusetts. It was unbelievable to get on that property and to dig that out. That was really great. A lot of people think, largie, but in Texas, you don't dig largies.
Yeah, Colorado either. Yeah.
Colorado, you don't. No, either. Yep.
No.
It's so much fun when you have those epic days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just, when they're really epic, like you're just finding everything. Tony and I had one of those this last year, and it's crazy. And Texas Plug Riches happened to mention the one that I love. I love this video of yours too, there, Michael. That juke joint video, boy, was an amazing series of videos.
Wow.
That was amazing. Like that's got to be right up there with one of your more epic trips.
That's after I've been out there and found some stuff, and when but I was really on another location of it. It's a really big tract of land, and when I invited Nugget down, and we hit that, and gosh, I think we found 16 silvers and $2 half or standing liberties, and I took another guy out there about a week or two later, and we found another $half and more, and that's where they're doing all that gambling and drinking and dancing. Boy, they had back in early times, and so she told me there's another house site on that property that I haven't hit yet. I need to go out there and hit that one too.
Yep. Drunk people drop money, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And she told me she's probably in her late 60s. And she said that there's a colored lady that used to walk up and down her driveway. And she said that, she was like 90 years old at the time. And she goes, when I was a little kid, which this would put it back in the early 1900s is where this would be. She said, there was a juke joint. They drank and danced and did everything back out in here. And so we just put two and two together, went out there and hit it. And man, that was a time right there. The barbers and all the other stuff we found too.
Yeah.
It's really good. That was good. The juke joint's one of my favorite digs.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people were saying that was the best. Even Full Metal Digger said, love the juke joint series.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, people remember that. People remember that series. It's got to be
there
good.
Were 16 silvers. I mean, it was. We weren't even digging wheat pennies. Wheat pennies were on top of the ground. So, but everything that we found was from like 1900 to 1930. Nothing older, nothing newer. So that was in the time frame where the lady said that this place was taking place. And the best thing that I know that they were doing, they're probably doing some type of gambling or cockfighting or something out there in the fields and in trees and all that. And it's just, that's the type of the site that you dream about, that you get on and you just can't believe it. Yeah, it's like going to England and detecting and finding hordes of coins and coming back to America and digging up stinking Lincoln pennies, It's just like, oh, come on.
It's tough. England, I said that. I've only been there once, and I said it ruins you. Unfortunately, it really, really ruins you when you come back here.
Yeah, because you start digging up stinking Lincolns and wheat pennies. Wheat pennies are, oh, come on, where's all the old stuff at,
Right.
But,
and you said you've got a trip coming up, what, in a month? A couple weeks, actually.
I leave out February 28th. I detect March 1st through the 8th over there. It's for 1 week.
Okay.
And back over in Colchester with the same host that I've always gone with over there, England host. But instead of going with a group this year, I think our group is going in the fall. And and so, but I got a flight credit on my flight from October, but I have to use it before March 28th. So I had to plan. I had to plan my trip earlier.
Oh, shoot.
So yeah, you start selling things and doing things to raise money up and get out there, and the trip's planned. And this time I did get trip insurance. So if I go down again, at least I'll get all my money back this time. So
well, let's hope not, man.
That is something
I felt for you so much. I was like, oh my gosh, like not only is he not going to go to England now, but then he's got to deal with this darn illness.
But yeah, not only do I not get to go to England, I lose all the money, and I end up in a hospital and getting my gallbladder taken out, and so that
have to pay more money. Yeah,
a $50-something thousand bill, and so all this stuff, it's just crazy. But yeah, that was heart wrenching to be in the jet wave, fixing to get on the jet.
Right there,
imagine.
You could taste it.
I'm popping prescription drugs, hydrocodone like they're gun bears, it's not killing the pain whatsoever. I mean, it's not knocking me out. It was just such a horrendous thing. And then to go through the surgery by yourself, your wife's not there, your daughter and son, everybody's gone. And so when I woke up in surgery, after surgery, that's a unique, you ever had surgery? You go in there and you lay in the surgery room and the doctor is talking to you, and they're putting the stuff on you. And he goes, okay, we're fixing to give you the good stuff. And as soon as they hit the good stuff, you're out. And the next thing you know, you're waking up like 2 minutes later, you're waking up like, what happened,
Yeah. When are you going to take me in? When are you going to take me in?
It's already over, and it's been an hour. But that was great. My youngest son was there when I woke up. I just started crying because my youngest son, somebody was there. I wasn't alone.
Right.
There you go.
But
Ohio Relic Hunter said you could have saved some money by getting your gallbladder out removed at one of the sheep farms.
Well, that's what everybody tells me. I should have just went on to England and had my attack over there and went to the hospital and got it done for free.
Right.
But the truth is, it was so bad. It was so bad that it was at the verge of bursting, and that's why I was in so much pain. It was enlarged as well. I would have never made the flight over, and then if I got out into the field, that was my fear. If you're in the middle of 36,000 feet over the Atlantic, and these attacks are so, I'm talking vomiting. I mean, it's horrendous. It's horrendous, and that you're on a jet. Trapped into a seat. I had that thought, and then I had the other thought. You know how I go off detecting a lot of times by myself,
right?
I mean, I'm laying out in the field.
No one finds you.
Yeah, and they'll find me, 2 hours later, and I'm dead in the field. I mean, I just couldn't take the chance. I just couldn't take the chance. So
you made a good decision. I know it was tough.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah.
It was tough.
I'll never forget Mikey. I'll never forget Missouri Mike. It has no comparison to what you went through, Michael. But you remember how sick he was on that first trip, and he almost didn't go. He went. He was just sick as a dog. Stayed in the van most of the time. He only came out to find his hammer Roman gold coin.
That's right. His Roman coin. Yeah. Hammered coin.
Hammered gold Roman coin.
Well, that was worth the trip right there.
Sure was, man. Came out of the van, found that, turned around, went back in the van. He was just like,
rough.
That was I'm glad it was the right decision. And there was a lot of support. I really appreciate the metal detecting world. They really came in and encouraged me, and a lot of people gave me to my GoFundMe account, and I think about $4,000 came in for that, and that really helped out. And I like how our community of detectors just come together like that, and writing you and giving to you and encouraging and stuff like that. And it was just it was a very lonely time. I tell you that, because I'm at the house alone, nobody around, and trying to heal up with all this stuff. But hopefully, and I'm praying that here in less than a month, when I'll be able to get on the jet and get over to England this time.
You will, and you'll probably find another horde.
Yeah,
you'll get out there and find it.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. Texas Plug Richard says she's gonna pray for me. When I left to go in 2019, when I left to go to England that first year, I had a sweet lady. She was the prayer warrior at church, and she told me, I asked her to pray for me to find a treasure, and she died just this last year at like 94 years old. And And good enough, I found it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with as many times as you've been across the pond and stuff, do you have any white whales left for like foreign relics and finds? You know, things that you still, even being over there 4 or 5 times, that you still haven't found that you really are searching for?
Yeah, a gold coin, number one. Gold coin. No, I would like a Roman fibula. I haven't found a Roman fibula.
Oh, really? Yet. You hadn't? No, I thought you had.
No, they're kind of a common thing over there, and I haven't found one. But yeah, I would like to get, you know, Bronze Age axe head, something that's going to go back pre-Roman period in England, you know, to the Celtics or whatever. Anything like that would be really cool. But you know, I love the coins. I love digging those hammered coins, and I have a thing in my computer that, you know, every king and queen that I find, I fill it in. And so I'm still trying to fill up all the kings and queens. I've got quite a few of them, and but there's still some I haven't gotten yet. They're a little bit more like a King Henry VIII. If I wanted a bucket list coin, a King Henry VIII would be one that I would want, you know, because of the history tied in with him and everything. And
how about King Michael the Dirty? You found any of his coins yet?
I need to make up some coins and plant them over there.
Oh no! Don't tell Ken that.
Yeah, don't tell me that, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They did that to you, didn't they?
They sure did, boy.
Yeah, when I found that hoard of King Edward the Confessor coins, the next day I went out there and I took all of my American change, my pennies and nickels and dimes and all that, and put it in a Ziploc with a note saying, "This is the American hoard." And I put it back in the ground because I knew our host was going to go back out there and detect again. He found that bag of coins, American hoard. And so that's the only time I've ever done that. I haven't done what they did to you. That was cruel.
Yeah, it was a tough one. At least I got to bring that back though right away. That's only
yeah. The museum wasn't jerking him around for 5 years on that one.
Oh no. But yeah, somebody was doing that. That's not funny either. That's not.
Yeah,
funny.
that was.
You know,
that was so disappointing.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, as soon as you showed it to me, I'm like,
yeah, you know,
how do I tell him that this is not real?
Yeah, and you know, I should have known it too because it wasn't as curved as it usually is, and
yeah,
you know, they had coloring on it pretty good, but it still was not as dark.
It just looked too,
it was perfect. I got on the walkie-talkie. I'm like, "This is the most amazing Roman coin you've ever seen."
Put that in a display and display that in your treasure room.
Oh, exactly. I absolutely am. You know, the story behind it, and I'm thinking about actually just putting it on a necklace and using it as my good luck charm. You know what I mean? Get a little holder for it on a necklace. And just turn a negative into a positive. You know what I mean?
Hey, nobody would know. Nobody would know.
Yeah. Shoot.
What about U.S. whales?
Oh yeah, here in the U.S. What do you think?
What's
any
that?
White whales in the U.S.?
Oh, what? In the U.S.?
Like any relics here you're really hoping to find?
I still want to find some more Civil War relics. You know, I haven't found a big cannonball. That would be my one that I would have liked to find a cannonball. I would like to go and dig in a really like a battlefield area, like up in Tennessee or Mississippi or something like that. Somewhere that somebody had permission, we can go out there and dig. But I do have a breastplate. I did find a U.S. mini baby plate, which is very rare.
Yeah, little baby, puppy paw one, little baby.
Yeah, a baby plate, which is very rare. I did find one of those. But yeah, a cannonball, Civil War relics, you know, sword, something like that, bayonet, you know, a shell, some type of big parrot shell or something like that would be it. But yeah, still a gold coin, you know, gold coin would be good in America too. I just haven't come across it yet. I've dug 4 silver dollars, which most people don't get silver dollars.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And a silver eagle. I got big silver, but I just don't have any gold yet. That would be my white whale, I guess. Mate, we just keep swinging. That's what I tell people. You're going to get there eventually. You're going to come across it, you know.
Got to be on the right place that has that opportunity, and then
that's right.
You'll get it.
Well, we had coming through the chat here from Heavy Metal Detectors, Kentucky. This one's for you, Michael. You know, a metal detectorist is in the Bible. You familiar with this?
No.
Okay. I got it for you here. I had to look it up. So let's see.
A metal detectorist is in the Bible.
Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again. And then in his joy, he went and sold all he had and bought that field.
Yeah. Yeah. He was searching for that metal, wasn't he?
I wonder what kind of machine they used back then. Probably Nazarene 251.
Rods.
That was a good one. The Nazarene 251.
The Nazarene.
That was a killer machine, man.
They call the Beast. The Beast. That's the metaphor. But I knew the verse. I just didn't know if it was going to be a joke or what.
There you go. Yeah.
I do a lot of them. In fact, and starting last video and coming out in this video, at the very beginning of my video, before anything comes on, there's just a 5-second little thing about metal detecting in the Bible. Just kind of a quote that I do, and at the very end there's a quote as well. I've done a bunch of those and posted a bunch of them, but there's a lot of parallels between the Bible and metal detecting. And you know, the one I end up on this new video, it talks about how, you know, studying the Bible is much like, you know, going metal detecting. You know, you got to search and dig for the treasures to find them. And so I try to put things like that in my video without being overtly preachy or religious.
Right.
Just to put a seed in there and stuff like that. But I compare it over to metal detecting. I make the parallel that people can relate with that. Mm-hmm. And I talk about the sensitivity. I talk about, you know, notching. I mean, I've gone through the whole metal detector and went through all of them. We got like 20 or so of them.
That's good.
And, yeah. But did y'all see my little joke I put online last night? Yeah. You have to go over there and let me bring it up right here.
Is it on the Facebook page? Yeah.
It's on my Facebook page. It says, "Why did the metal detector go to therapy?"
Oh, I saw this.
It couldn't handle all the buried issues. So, that's a dad joke, but no, it's an AI joke. Actually, I told AI to make me a joke like that and do it. But
yeah, I see that. Look at that. Is that what you put into AI and it spit that out to you?
Yeah, I just told it make me a dad joke about metal detecting and stuff, and it came up with that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Good. Hey, anybody you want to detect with, Michael, in this coming year? Anybody sort of, you're like, you know what, that'd be cool to go detect with that person. I
actually asked yesterday the history digger. Y'all know the history digger, Rob, up there in
Rob Rizzo.
I actually invited him to come down here with me and to, you know, do some water detecting and stuff like that, take him out the lakes and the jet skis and stuff like that. That you know, I would like to go out too with the Hoover Boys one day. I would think that would be fun to go out with the Hoover Boys. And
yeah, they seem like a fun group for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I really don't have any. I like to go with Tony and DK out in the prairie in Colorado.
I heard those guys. I heard those guys are.
Those are awesome guys, man. The gold coin guys. I'm not even in the same league as those guys.
Sometimes they've got some scotch or bourbon with whiskey with them too. So
hey, I can handle that.
Know.
I mean,
never know.
I
never know what they're up to. Those guys are crazy.
They're in the middle of nowhere. I know that much.
I know it. Yeah. I know how Colorado is.
You're welcome to anytime, but maybe we can put something together,
course.
You know.
Of course.
We're actually having an event this year up here in Colorado called Rush to the Rockies 2025. Yeah, it's actually called Rush to the Rockies Rendezvous 2025. It's going to be right at the end of May. I think May 31st to June 1st. And we'll actually do something on the Friday before that. So really kind of May 30th through June 1st. And we've got this great place to hold it. A lot different than the last place we held it. It's going to be a lot more flat out in this area called Kiowa, which has a lot of ties to the Native Americans and, you know, old trail systems and stuff. So it's pretty cool, but we'll be putting more out on that as we establish graphics and our whole spiel on that thing. But we just had our first meeting on that, and we're going to start releasing information on that. So that's Rush to the Rockies Rendezvous 2025. We'll be bringing that to you here as we continue to develop stuff on that. But
you'll have to come in like the week before or something and stay the whole week with us and go to Rush. We'll go out and we'll hunt ourselves and then hit Rush to the Rockies afterwards.
Take you out some of our spots and put you on some stuff, and
that'd be a blast.
That's what I like doing. I like meeting up with people and doing collaboration videos with them and stuff like that. I enjoy that.
Yeah. I thought you would say Moses, because he could part that water for you.
Oh man,
let you go down.
That would be good. Come on, Moses. Yeah,
that'd be good.
I guess I would have Jesus. He could just sit there and pop everything out of the ground.
That's right. Just lift it all up. That'd be great.
I would love to go out with. I really am I'm a laid back type of guy, and I've gone out with a lot of people, they just call me up that I've known them through my Facebook or Instagram or YouTube for a while, and they'll call me up and just say, hey, why don't you come over here, and and stuff like that, and I'll head out. When I go detecting, sometimes I'll drive. I've drove to Pennsylvania before, but Colorado is not that far of a drive, only about Boulder, where you guys are up in Boulder, aren't you?
A little north of that, north and south of that. Yeah, right there.
That'd probably be about a 20-hour drive for me, I guess. But
okay,
I've
tried. Texas is big.
Yeah, over half of that is 8 hours. Texas. Yeah,
exactly.
You get out of Texas, you get excited. Yeah. Did you know from my house to El Paso is further than from El Paso to Los Angeles, California?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's some perspective.
Wow.
Draw a line there and you'll see that, you can drive to Chicago and that's only like 700 something miles. And through Texas, you can drive 1,000 miles, to get across the state. So, but it's close, the measurement's pretty close. People don't realize how big Texas is. I like it when people always ask me, hey, do you know so-and-so in Texas?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, that's 8 hours away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's hard to fathom because most states aren't like that, So
look at that.
How far away are you from?
When I go to Colorado and get past Tex line, up in the north of the Panhandle, and when I get out of Texas to New Mexico, headed to Raton, I'm like, yes, I'm out of Texas. That was
right. Finally.
From me to Amarillo is 8 hours. For me to get on up the Tex lines, I think is about another hour and a half or whatever, 9 hours. It takes me 9 hours just to get out of Texas. Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
But no, anybody that has a good place to detect and they're not a serial killer, I'll probably go out there and detect them.
There you go. There's your invitation. Go on, reach out to Preacher Digger.
Yeah.
And, make sure you're not a serial killer. That'd be great.
I think we all just got an invite. We're all going to meet in Ohio. I think the live chats are saying, they're like, there's tons of stuff in Ohio still. Let's just all meet in Ohio.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We should do it. Ohio's a place to be. I heard Bill says
last time I hunted in Ohio, I hunted with Seth Newkirk. And I went up there after Nuggets seeded hunt. I drove on up, to Pennsylvania and hunted with Charlie Harley and those guys. And then the next day I was going to go over to Seth and hunt with Seth. And my whole purpose of going on this trip was to get a large scent, And we hunted all over Pennsylvania. We dug up KG2s, everything out in the field, but no large scent for me. So the next day I went over to Seth and we just went door knocking. And we went up to this house and Seth got like an 85 signal on his detector. And he goes, here's a large scent signal for you. And he gave it to me. I'm very excited. I go over there and dig down 10 inches to get this thing, pop it out. It's an 1876 seeded quarter in immaculate condition.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
oh man, I gave that up, And so he wouldn't give me any more large scent signals the rest of the day in Ohio. So I didn't get one.
Yeah, he did. He wouldn't give them to you.
I didn't get one. I didn't get one till the next year. I went up to to Massachusetts and I dug one. And finally got one.
Here's one for you. I agree with this 100%. It'd be great to see you out digging with quarter horder. You ever been out with quarter horder with Jason?
When I went to Pennsylvania, he was working that day or something, and with Charlie Harley and the gang up there, they all hunt together. He couldn't make it that day, and so we went out without him. But no, a quarter hoarder would be. I met him one time, and it would be a fun time. I would love to. I guess if you ask me who I'd like to go to detect with, that quarter hoarder would be one I would like to go out and detect with. Him and Dog Tag Doug.
Doug. Jane.
I met the guy before and stuff, but yeah, he's a good guy.
When you went out with Seth, did his dad come out with you?
No, he was working that day.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, that was we hit some good places. We had a 1700s, not 1700, early 1800 stagecoach stop.
Oh wow.
And so he goes, "Which side of the yard do you want to take?" And I said, "Well, it's his permission, so he got to choose.
Right.
So if it's my permission, I got to choose." And so he said, "I'll go right." I said, "Okay, I'll go left." Well, I go left, and there's absolutely nothing on that side of the yard. He goes over there and digs a large cent and 2 pieces of 8 cut silver.
Oh my gosh!
Silver? Are you kidding me?
No, 2 pieces of 8 cut silver, and I'm like, wow. I got the wrong side, but it was his permission, so that's only fair. That's the way we do it. But
Tony and I know all about that, man.
I was going to say, Ken can relate to that too.
Yeah. Tony always picks the good sides, man. I just don't even pay attention. He's like, "What side you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care, whatever."
I didn't get cut 8. Come on.
And then midday, I'm sweating because I'm not under the shade. And I look over and he's picked the side that's under the shade. He's finding all the kids' toys. He's finding all the good finds. I'm not there sweating like that.
Well, that's our rule. If I get the permission, I get to choose which side of the yard I want to start on, and then if my buddy gets permission, he gets to pick it on that way. Then once he hunts his side, then we can cross over and hunt the other side.
Right.
And on my last video, you'll see me finding 2 silvers on his side that he missed.
Oh,
one was a barber, 1896 barber.
Nice.
And had a lot of fun time picking on him about that one.
Seth's a good detectorist, man. Seth's a really good detectorist.
Yeah.
Seth does a great job, man. And I know you are too, Michael. So the fact that he found those cut pieces of 8 and it's like, that's so cool. But then the fact that you went back over there and found those coins, that must have been a blast, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look what I just found. Look what you missed.
Well, I like rubbing it in a little bit. Have fun with him.
Sure.
I took out 3 big old gold coins one time and put them in a makeup compact and buried them and dug it up and had him going over that. That I dug up these gold coins. I've done a whole hoard of silver dimes one time, just like 20 of them. Always doing something to him. He's a simple-minded guy, and so he's easy to pick on a little bit.
Those Ohioans, I tell you.
Ohioans.
They're simple-minded. Got a big game coming up. That's right. I'm sorry, Michael. UT, horns down. We had.
Oh, I'm not. My team's at KC, man. I'm a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. Yeah. Texas, I didn't watch much college ball in that, but I keep up with Kansas City. That's my team.
Gotcha.
I read on Facebook a while ago that we may be getting Coach Prime, Dion, for the Cowboys.
I heard that. I read that as well this morning.
So we're going to take him out of Colorado Buffaloes, and him and his son, we're going to put him down here in Texas, maybe. Who knows?
Yep.
It's going to be
big time. The big game for sure.
Prime time.
Prime time. Yeah.
Prime time.
That'd be fun. Well, Mike, look, man, you've been a great guest. We want to wish you all the best this year. I don't need to wish you luck. As long as you're hitting out there, you're a great detectorist. Tony and I have seen it firsthand. You put in the work, you put in the effort, and whenever you do that, you're going to find the good stuff. And but I just wish the best for you 100% to get
I appreciate that, DK.
Stay healthy and then go get that good stuff, man. Especially in England.
That's the key, staying healthy, man, for sure. Just pray that I can get on the plane here on the 28th of February this time. That's my fear. Something else is going to go wrong, Yeah. And I'll miss my trip over this year. But no, I appreciate you guys calling me in and giving me a chance to get on here. And just anybody that would like to check out my channel, just go to Preacher Digger. Just Google it. I'll be the first one on YouTube to come up. And but I really would like to ask everybody, just go and click on one of my videos and share that on your Facebook or Instagram page, because that's really the fastest way to grow your channel, because then that goes out to all of their friends and they can check it out and go from there. So I'm going to give 2025 a big push to see if I can get up to at least 10,000. I doubt it. If I can get to 7,000, I'll be happy, just get up that point. But appreciate you guys. If I ever get up that way, I'll definitely swing by and
1,000%.
Get out to prairie land.
Always invited.
Yeah,
Always
maybe we'll just set something up special and give you a call and find out where you're at and do something like that. Tony and I neither of us are serial killers, so you can trust us.
You can trust us.
Most metal detecting people, they're pretty much good, laid back people,
Sure.
And I've even detected with some rough guys, and around me, they're always really good. They're always really good.
Agreed.
It's a special bond once you spend a week with a bunch of guys in England, you know what I mean? Like we have done a couple of times. Like, you get to know each other, a little well. So you're welcome over here anytime, bud. And I wish you the best.
Well, hopefully we can get back to England again together.
Yes.
That'd be great. Tony, I definitely want to go back. We're itching.
It's on my list. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Mike, hang out in the green room down there, and we'll get with you as soon as we end the show out.
Yep.
I appreciate all the people chiming in on us too, as well. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. If you're listening on the replay, or if you've been watching the channel or watching the show later, links to Michael's channel is all down below in the description. We'll get all that put out there. Tony's been posting in the chat all night, so you just go back there and find his links. But just search Preacher Digger anywhere on Google, and then boy, that's the fastest way to find him. You're going to see all of his videos come up. Does a great job. Great guy. Gives a lot to the community, and he's one of the good ones. So make sure you go check him out. Preacher Digger. Yeah. Good guess, man.
Man, awesome show, awesome night. Lots of good people in chat tonight. Lots of good conversations.
Thank you guys for showing. Key Day Kid just showed up. How you doing?
Look at that. People are popping in now. 5 Mile Relic Hunter.
Yeah, good to see you.
Popping in good. Yeah, it's great show. Love talking to that guy. Gosh.
Yeah.
We could go all night just chatting about everything and anything. So awesome show.
Yep. I know in England it was really cool watching him film. You see him had that little handheld camera with him, and seeing, watching him film everybody. And we were all YouTubers, you know what I mean? So we were all filming at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Had some really great experiences over there, and glad to be part of that.
He nailed it on the head, though. I tell you, meeting, collaborating, meeting with other detectors, meeting with other YouTubers. I mean, there's honestly nothing better. And the bonds that you make from those types of trips carry on for the rest of our lives, honestly, and I said it, I've met people that I never, personality wise, interest wise, hobby wise, never would have ever come across in my entire life. But I've got one guy in Ohio. I text once a month, and our lives would have never crossed. We live two different lives. Our lives never would have crossed if it wasn't for metal detecting. And I cherish that man over there in Ohio. And I check in with him, and it's just amazing what metal detecting's done for me. And I think Michael feels the same way. Yeah. I know you do too. Yeah. It's awesome.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, all right.
No, I don't. No. Yeah, man, I agree 100%. Yeah.
I won't text you tomorrow then. Sorry.
Okay.
Dude, tomorrow, I think about 30 minutes I'll be texting you probably.
Yeah, dude. That was a really good show. Yeah, we said that already. Yeah, I just want to say it again. Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, where do you want to, where do you want to go when the weather gets warm? Well,
That's right. Oh.
My wife's like, who are you talking to? Haven't you talked to him enough tonight? No.
Probably not. Maybe, but probably not.
We couldn't do what we do without our supportive wives. I'll tell you that.
No, gosh, no. Really we got amazing wives. They let us. They take care of us and let us do what we love. So we're very blessed and lucky.
That's right.
All right, man. You ready to get out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week on Relics Radio. Perfect.
Thank you so much for listening to Relics Radio. We will see you back here next week for another exciting guest. Until then, get out and dig it all.